is this Crusadist?
Yes, sir. This is Shaun, the vocalist.
Shaun, dude, what the fuck is going on, man? You're live on the Zach Moonshine Show.
Hey, everybody, what's happening?
Dude, so we were just blasting some fucking tunes, man, and that shit is fucking badass, man.
Thank you very much.
Yeah.
Thank you for having me on the show, man. I appreciate it. How you doing tonight?
Hell yeah, dude, I'm doing great, man. I'm fucking just sitting there drinking a beer and blasting these tunes, man.
Hell yeah.
We played
Thank you for your support, man. Thank you very much for playing us on the radio. We appreciate it.
Oh, hell yeah, dude, no problem. Man, we played for Blood and Conquest, and holy shit, man. You're fucking going off on that thing, dude. What?
That was the intentions, for sure.
Yeah, I love the ending where you just keep screaming like that, dude. That's intense, dude.
Thank you, man. Thank you. Well, that kind of song, for Blood and Conquest, that song is actually the opener to the album, and it's pretty much the mission statement of the entire album. It's just kind of to let people know what our intentions are right off the bat, and that's to kill shit and conquer.
Oh yeah. So tell us what's going on in the world of Crusadist, man. What have you guys been up to?
Well, it's been a very busy year for us. We've been hammering away at this album, the Unholy Grail, which is going to be released November 29th, Black Friday, actually. I mean, we've been kind of going nonstop since March. We entered the studio to record March 8th up in Racine, Wisconsin, with Chris DeJuric, or Jurisic. I'm probably pronouncing it wrong. He's going to kill me. But up at Bell City Sound Studio, and it was a great experience. We hammered out the tracking. Chris is a whiz behind the master, and he's done a great job for us. We sent out the album to be mixed and mastered by Jeremy Kling and Taylor Nordberg of Smoke and Mirrors Productions. That's down in Spring Hills, Florida. Jeremy and Taylor are also in Tampa's The Absence metal band, and they do a lot of different bands, and also Gore Gang, and they do a ton of stuff. Very active guys. Jeremy's also the drummer of Venom Inc., and Taylor often goes and does bass duties for Soilwork. So it was an honor to actually be able to work with them during their busy schedules as well. And we've just been hammering it out, man, playing shows. Most of our shows we've been playing out of state, regional, surrounding states. We do play our fair share of locals. We just opened for Terrorizer and Nile on Wednesday at the Forge over here in Joliet, Illinois. That was a sick show. All those guys are great.
Oh man, I bet.
Yeah, it was an awesome time. The Forge is a great venue. The staff was very helpful. Sound was killer, top notch. It was a great time. All the bands were killer. We played with our hometown buddies, Central Disorder and Blood of the Wolf. They were also local support for the Nile and Terrorizer tour, so it was a really good time. It was a really good show. A lot of the metal scene came out to support, and we always enjoy that.
That's cool as fuck, man. I'm actually wearing a Nile shirt right now.
Yeah, right on. Hell yeah, those guys are awesome, and they're still kicking ass. They put on one hell of a show, that's for sure.
Yeah, I love the new album, man. That new album's fucking killer, dude.
Oh yeah, they never disappoint. This new one is definitely a foot in the ass.
It is. I think a lot of people were wondering what it was going to be like without, with the lineup change. But I mean, Carl fucking laid it down, dude. Like it's no questions.
Oh yeah. I mean, it sucks to see Dallas go, but things like that happen from time to time.
Yeah.
I had the pleasure of meeting him a while back when they toured, and they again played at the Forge in Joliet, and Dallas was totally really cool dude. He's doing Narcotic Wasteland now, so much luck and much love to him for that and his project. Carl Sanders, he's a sweetheart, very, very awesome dude. He always shows love to the locals, and he's always genuinely interested to check out new bands, which is very cool. He's definitely a very approachable and very talented guy, for sure.
Yeah, I saw them on the Annihilation of the Wicked tour, and it was in this really small little dive fucking bar, dude. It was badass because we could get right up on the stage, and I remember looking and watching him fucking, like, he was hitting all these pedals that he had to fucking do all these different sounds and stuff. I was like thinking the whole time, how the fuck does he keep up with all that shit, man? It's crazy.
Yeah, I mean, there's definitely, a lot of practice, I'm sure, that's involved to make sure everything is queued up correctly, and a lot of it helps to make sure everything's synced to that click track so you can lock everything in tight, and he seems to have that down to a science for sure.
Hell yeah. So
and some of those small shows are the best ones. Going back to them small shows, and you're crammed in a small room that's high energy. It's pretty incredible. We've played shows at a spot called Exit. It's in Chicago. It's pretty much a legendary spot. It's been around forever. It's one of those places where everyone goes. It's a late night spot, and we played there, and we play upstairs, and these people are going fucking nuts to where the floor is flexing. It looked like a wooden trampoline, and it's just awesome because they're right there with you, and it's such a good intimate experience. Of course, I love playing on bigger stages as well, but with these little ones, it's crazy to see how sometimes these people can really tear the place down.
Hell yeah, dude. So I gotta ask you about this album art, man. It's fucking awesome. I love it, dude. Well, how did you guys come up with this? Did you?
Well, we had some other artwork that we were going to use for the album cover that is also badass, which, not to stray off the subject, but will be featured on a lyric video that we will be premiering tomorrow, actually, at noon. So, whoever's listening, if you tune into our page or our YouTube page around noon Central Time tomorrow, we will be premiering a new lyric video for the song you guys actually just played, for Blood and Conquest. So check that out. That was artwork that we originally had for the album, but after Jeremy and Taylor did their thing and mixed and mastered it, we began talking, and we kind of felt that maybe something a little darker, a little more ambiguous, might fit the mood of the album overall. So we actually changed the title to The Unholy Grail, and we commissioned a very talented artist from Sweden, Par Olofsson, which you might have seen his artwork on albums like Artist Aborted, Exodus, Immolation, Brain Drill, Unleashed. I mean, he's done a lot of really killer bands covers, and I've actually had the pleasure of working with him previously in another band that I was in called Against the Plagues. He did the album cover for us for Purified Through Devastation. That's actually out on Non-Servium Records if anybody's interested in checking that out. But yeah, Par is awesome. We pretty much kind of gave him a rough idea of what we were looking for. We wanted it to be focused on that object, the Unholy Grail. Mm-hmm. And I mean, that's pretty much what the album is centered around anyways. It's basically a concept album, but it's all this one big story of this pursuit for this unattainable power, or this dark power of immortality. And in essence and reality, it's us immortalizing ourselves through our art and through our music, something that will live on beyond our earthly years. But in the fantastical sense, in the story's perspective, it's this ancient relic, this unholy grail that needs to be filled with the blood of war. So that's pretty much what the Crusadists are on a path for Blood and Conquest.
Oh yeah. Yeah, when I saw the album art at first, like it made me think about that video game Dante's Inferno.
Oh yeah, I love that game. That's badass.
Yeah, it kind of reminded me of some of the imagery in that, and then of course the Grail also made me think about fucking Indiana Jones and the Last Crusade.
Yeah, right on. Yeah.
Hell yeah, dude! Fucking. So I was like, hell yeah, man! What the fuck is this, dude? This has got to be badass. So I checked it out, man. I mean, yeah, it drew me in.
That's awesome, man. Well, then we did our job, and so did Bar. So cheers to that one.
Can you tell us a little bit about like what what are some of your musical influences? Like, what got you into being into metal in the beginning?
Well, growing up, I pretty much grew up in a diverse area, south of Chicago, in between East Chicago and Gary. So I was exposed to a lot of different types of music growing up. My parents, they were old school rockers, so I listened to Pink Floyd and the Doors and all that stuff growing up. But as I got into my teenage years and I was really exposed to metal, my buddy Dave Gormley, who pretty much, he brought me into the world of a lot of different bands. And my first actual show was with, I seen Guar at the Riviera in Chicago, and I was 14 years old. This was back in '96. And, it was awesome. It was kind of being there in the live setting and seeing that like firsthand, and the way the music hit you and everything. It just kind of captured my attention, and I was hooked. I started trying to go to as many concerts as I could, and it just took over. It really did. And from there on, I listened to everything from old school Metallica, Slayer, Pantera, Cannibal Corpse, Iron Maiden has been a huge band that is still in heavy rotation. I think that's the same for a lot of us metalheads. We kind of grow up on those iconic bands, and from there it just branches off. Like this wicked tree, all these different facets, all these different styles and combinations of styles. I love it all. I love a bit of everything, as long as it's genuine and there's a message that's conveyed and it hits you right, man. That's when it takes a hold. So.
Oh yeah. I got a question for you from the chat. Bad Wizard wants to know, what's your favorite local place to play?
That's a tough one. Over here in Chicago, Reggie's is always an awesome place to play. We've had an opportunity to play there a few times. We actually played with Kalma and Vreed on their last tour, and that was a sold-out show. So that was really awesome. Cobra Lounge is very cool. I gotta definitely give a shout out to Livewire Lounge, because Dave Horniak over there, he is definitely a big supporter of the metal scene, and he's constantly throwing metal shows. So those are all welcoming places. Also, I don't know, Exit is always badass. Those guys always throw down. And like I said, it's more of like an intimate setting where it's no stage. You're right there eye level with everybody. And 18th Street Brewery has been really cool to play out. We've thrown some metal shows there, and it's been pretty awesome.
Oh yeah. Another question for you from the chat. JMCT wants to know, what's the biggest place you played? Any festivals or anything?
No, we have not played any big festivals just yet. Crusadist is pretty fair. We're fairly new. We've been a band for almost 2 years now. We've been cranking stuff out and really putting most of our efforts on this album, and trying to get it off the ground. We have some festivals lined up for 2020. But we have not actually hit up any big fests just yet. The biggest places we've probably played are, like I said, Reggie's and Forge, and we've played out sold-out gigs at them, but those are probably the peak of what we've done so far. We've played a lot of out-of-state shows and stuff like that. We're actually gearing up for a tour coming in March. That's being handled by World Forge Booking and Touring, Michael Parks, and we'll be doing like 16 or 17 dates back to back, going from Chicago to New Jersey down to Florida and back and everywhere in between. So soon we should be hitting some festivals and things like that.
Nice. Another question from the chat. Vicky wants to know, have you ever played in Canada?
We have not made it that far north yet, unfortunately, but we would love to come to Canada. So if you folks want us to come to Canada, you know, we will definitely take care of that in the near future.
Hell yeah. She also wants to know, when you're getting cleaned up, what do you prefer, bubble baths or showers?
That's tough to say. I am partial to a good sudsy bubble bath. It depends, I guess, on what bath bombs I have at the time. But normally, I guess I just caveman it in the shower.
There you go, Vicky.
That should hopefully give you some good imagery. Big old bearded, tattooed guy in a bubble bath.
Right on. So fucking tell us, man. As far as well, there's like you said, there's like a storyline to this album and the lyrical content. Yeah. What can you tell us about that? Like,
well, you know, every time I write for an album, it's always something that, you know, like reflects kind of the things that I've been through and the things that us as a band go through. You know, it's, to me, metal symbolizes that kind of, you know, fight back, that rebel spirit of overcoming adversity. You know, when things are in your way, you gotta kind of kick them in the balls and knock them down and keep going forward. So that's kind of always going to be in the music. As far as the story goes, you know, with this band, we kind of got together basically because of other failed projects, and we were determined to keep going and to you know, still make something awesome. And you know, through a lot of that, it basically, the story came about for Blood and Conquest. Like I said, in the opening, it's the mission statement. You know, it's what we intend to do is to come out and kill and conquer. And then the Unholy Grail, it's, you know, the relic that possesses that dark power that we're seeking, that unattainable essence of immortality. And then after that, Tempered in Black Flame kind of talks about how we're disheartened by this misery and how we've, you know, grown this kind of flame to go out and actually take what is ours. So A Moonlit Brigade, the next song, where we basically storm the castle of the false king and we end the lineage of tyranny, and we destroy and then as we're leaving with our victory, the Hammer at Dawn comes, and that's where we're faced with yet another battle after we've already been fighting through the night and we're beaten and fatigued, and we still have to carry on and keep fighting. And after the Hammer at Dawn, it's triumph through torture, I'm sorry. And basically that's the instrumental, and it's symbolizing basically the calmness of after the war, after everything's been destroyed, where you kind of look around and see, you know, the aftermath. And then Beyond the Count of Grief basically tells how, you know, everything has been destroyed. There's been so much sacrifice and casualty. You know, there's not much to do but just to keep moving on and you can't dwell on it and never despair in the face of tragedy. And then it's the Noble Savage. It kind of comes to the conclusion of the album where it kind of tells the tale of this warrior who he's been fighting for his beliefs, and he's been fighting for, you know, all of what he feels is good. But in order to actually champion that and become, you know, successful in his fight, he has to become a savage killer. So he's faced with the duality of being a noble warrior by trying to remain good, but also be this, you know, savage, this terror on the battlefield, and do some pretty terrible things in order to get where he's got to go. And then the last song of the album is kind of the anthem. It's Only the Fearless Ride. It's basically, you know, fucking everything's been destroyed. We went, we killed, we conquered. We're off to the next battle, the next fight. You know, only the fearless ride. Who's coming with? So that's kind of leaving you with, you know, a cliffhanger to what's going to happen next, the next chapter in the saga that is Crusadist, which will be album 2, which we've actually already started writing. So.
Fucking badass, man. Well, for all the gearheads out there listening, can you give us a rundown of some of the gear that you guys used when recording this?
Oh, yeah, definitely. We like to call our guitar tone, well, at least what we had in our group little chat, is a Savage Fireball mixture. Both guitar players, they run through Angle amplifiers. And one of them has the Angle Savage model, and the other one has the Angle Fireball. So we call it the Savage Fireball.
Nice. Which
is kind of fitting because it's definitely came out nice and beefy. So we're very happy with that. Our bassist has got himself an Ibanez Prestige bass. And he plays through Mesa cabs. And our drummer uses Evan heads. I'm not really sure what brand of drums he uses. I actually, yeah, that's a good question. I don't know that one. And I use Shure microphones. And we actually endorse a company called Conquest Sound Cables. And they're out of Calumet City, Illinois. And they make damn good audio cables, and they're lifetime guaranteed. So if you have one and for some reason 15 years down later it gets ran over 17 times, you can take it back to them and they'll replace your cable.
Yeah, Shure microphones fucking rule, dude. That's what I'm using right now, as a matter of fact.
Oh yeah, I love Shure. I've used them forever, ever since I got into music. I mean, I've used other ones just when I had to, but yeah, Shure is the shit.
Hell yeah, man. So for people out there who've never seen you guys live, what can they expect when they come to see a live show?
I would say energy, and they can expect to have a good time and to hear the music played and executed to perfection. Well, at least that's what we strive for. Yeah, definitely we like to bring a lot of energy. We like to interact with the crowd. We like to see people moving around, of course. We encourage moshing, and we encourage people to get into it and, you know, chant and yell with us and throw their fists in the air and have a good time. You know, we're there to put on a performance and, you know, kind of bring the fans into the mood and the essence of the songs that we put together for the album. Try to give you that cinematic feel to the story I just kind of described, which we try to, you know, bring to the live atmosphere as well.
Hell yeah. Well, I got to give a shout out to Scott and Clawhammer, man, because they always send over good promos, dude. But how did you guys get hooked up with them?
Well, I've been doing music for a while, and their name has always been brought up in the, in some way or another in the industry, and I've actually been on their little mailing list for a while, so I'm always getting their updates for other bands, and some labels I've worked with and whatnot have went through them before, so they came highly recommended, and so far they've been awesome to work with. They're doing a great job getting us a lot of press for the upcoming release, and we're very happy to be working with them for sure. That's how I'm talking to you now, man.
Oh yeah. Well, I'm sure they'll send me the video when it premieres, dude, so I'll definitely post it on the site too, man.
That's awesome. Thank you. We appreciate that. Yeah, this next one is badass as well. And the teachers, like I said, the old artwork that we were going to use, I guess I shouldn't say old, the alternative piece of art that we were going to use for the album cover. So it will be premiered, and we will print merch with it as well. So there will be shirts, and even we have a coffee that we're working on. We can't say too much about that right now, but we're working with a company to put out our own blend of coffee.
Nice. Nice.
So who doesn't like to jam some brutal metal and get all caffeinated up on some good coffee?
Oh yeah, dude. It's definitely it's definitely a necessity at some times.
Oh yeah, especially now when it's getting so cold, like up here in the Midwest. It's been pretty brutal for so early in November, but that's the Midwest. It's so unpredictable. You can't really tell. Up here by Chicago, Lake Michigan has a mind of its own, and it twists everything around. So one day it's freezing and snows on the ground, and the next day you're walking around in shorts. So it's fucking weird.
Hell yeah. Well, for everybody out there listening that wants to go check out more about you guys, where can they go?
Well, definitely Facebook. Our little username is the Unholy Grail, so facebook.com/the Unholy Grail. Or we do have an Instagram, which is Crusadist_metal. We also have a Twitter, which is the same handle, Crusadist_metal. Or you can go to our Bandcamp page, that's crusadist.bandcamp.com. And we'll have plenty more sites popping up as the album nears its release. We actually have Crusadist.com, which is our official website, and we just had that put together recently. So there'll be more and more content being put on that, as well as our primary headquarters. And we have our stuff available up at iTunes, Amazon. It will be soon on Spotify. All them digital streaming platforms and digital distributors will be carrying our stuff. And that's all pretty much getting settled in now as we're taking the pre-orders for the album and we're nearing the launch date.
Nice. All right, well, Shaun, thanks a lot, man. I'm about out of questions for you. Is there anything else you want to add to let the people know?
Yeah, man. I mean, if you guys are out in Akron, Ohio listening, we will be playing at the Vortex tomorrow. That's November 16th. Akron, Ohio, Crusadist Central Disorder will be coming out your way to play at the Vortex. And we have plenty more things in the works, so please follow us on our networks. Stay in touch, send us a message, leave us a comment, say hello, and, please click like and follow us. Everyone counts. We're definitely happy to be able to unleash this album to everybody. We hope you all enjoy it. We'd love to hear your feedback, so please stay in touch with us and, follow us on your network of choice.
Fuck yeah. Well, Shaun, before I let you go, I got to get you to make us a station tag, all right?
Oh, yeah, sure thing. My pleasure.
All right. Whenever you're ready, say something like, this is Crusadist, and you're listening to Metal Devastation Radio.
Right on. Hey, everyone, this is Crusadist, and you are listening to Metal Devastation Radio.
Fuck yeah, dude. Right on, man. Well, thanks a lot, dude. What I'm gonna do now is I'm gonna blast some more Crusadist for these motherfuckers so they can go crazy, alright?
Hell yeah, thank you very much for the support. Make sure you guys at home crank that shit up, because metal is best served when it is loud as fuck.
Damn straight. Thanks a lot for taking the time, brother.
Hey, thank you for having me on. It's been a pleasure, man. Thank you.
Anytime, dude.
Take care, guys.
Alright, later. There you have it, folks. Shaun from Crusadist live on the Zach Moonshine Show with Metal Devastation fucking radio. Like I said earlier, man, put your speakers in your fucking windows, put them in your front lawns, put them wherever the fuck you can to make fucking your neighbors fucking hate you. If you don't see U-Haul trucks everywhere tomorrow, you need new fucking stereo systems or a new set of fucking balls. Period. Crank it the fuck up, motherfuckers.